Hey everyone, welcome to today's training. We're going to go over meal prepping and meal ideas. A lot of people have been starting this new year and not really knowing where to start. So me and my guest today, Landry, is going to go over a few things she's been through while working with me. And then from there, we'll go into different ideas. And by the end of this, you'll have a lot of fun ideas that we could just play around with. You can do them with your family. We're talking protein pizzas, protein mac and cheese, and quick things on the go because no one wants to spend hours and hours in the kitchen. So everyone, please give a warm welcome to Landry today. Landry, tell us a little about yourself and how you got started with me.
All right. So I am a power lifter currently. I came from the CrossFit world. I'm also an Army veteran. I got into CrossFit and powerlifting for mental health reasons mainly, and I've been an athlete my whole life, so it just seemed kind of natural. I have been struggling as I get older, it seems like, or had been, I should say, because I'm in a much better spot now, thanks to David. But getting into my mid to late 30s, I started having major digestional issues, crippling pain, very restrictive diet, was eating too clean, and it was actually making me gain weight and get sicker. And I didn't realize it, but I had been following David and his wife for quite a while on Instagram, didn't put like the two and two together. And then this year in October, I competed in the Drug Tested North Americans down in Alabama. And David's wife was competing the day before me. And we ended up meeting up while we were down there. And I am a ball of emotions and just kind of opened the floodgates of tears and emotions of how I was sick of being in pain. I am normally a 181-pound competitor, and I had to compete 198 because I could not lose weight. And I just felt absolutely defeated. And I am so thankful that that competition brought them into my life, because I am in a much better place even before I started getting sick. So that's kind of my background with everything.
So one of the things at North Americans, with the people that are not power lifters in here, there are different weight classes. So each weight class goes up anywhere between, for women, it's some a little smaller, but it's 10 to 15 pounds per weight class, going up when you hit the mid 100s. And it's really hard to base between weight classes. And so at the heavier weight classes, which are changing now for women, it was 181 to 198. So we're talking 17 pounds difference. So that's really hard for an athlete to make that cut and then still perform optimally. And ultimately, that's when we had our conversation, she didn't want to do that. She did not want to be in that upper weight class, and she's competed 181 before. So going over that, I heard what I call red flags, very restrictive eating, and pretty much eating the same meal most days, every day. And then from there, the pain and the gut issues probably stemmed from other areas. So we looked at her sleep. We looked at caffeine intake. That was one of the big changes we did up front. Because typically people, when you're sleep deprived and you're eating restrictive foods and eating the foods that are not putting you in good hormone balance, so you're not getting cortisol at night, you're not getting serotonin to fall asleep, you're not creating melatonin, and that all those things come together as a big equation. So we took a step back and I said, for 1 week, I want you to try foods. And so one of the big things that helped her so far has been meal prepping. And that's one of the reasons I want to have her on here today, is she, very much like myself, loves a variety of food, but also loves meal prepping and having it ready to go. The biggest key here, we're not spending 4 to 5 hours in the kitchen cooking every single week. That is the one thing we don't have time for. Both of us are coaches. Both of us have full-time jobs. We don't have time to sit in the kitchen and make tons of different stuff. So she'll go over some ideas of what she does and her process, and then I'll bounce back with some of mine. And then we're going to go on to some different healthy recipes and stuff today. So go ahead and take it away.
All right. So like David just said, we're super busy people. So I ain't got time to be in the kitchen for hours and hours. I usually will do my meal prep on Sunday because that's my rest day. And I usually can have everything done from cooking to put away in the fridge in about an hour. I try to keep things very simple. Like he said, I do a variety of foods, but I don't make it overcomplicated. Like I'll steam my veggies. I will, I found, I do a lot of jasmine rice. If you go to Kroger, there are these family size packs. It takes 3 minutes in the microwave, to cook up the rice. So you don't have to throw it in a pot and like watch it. It literally comes out perfect every single time. And then I dump it in a big bowl and then I portion it out based on my macros. It makes it super, super easy. But yeah, I just pick like a lean meat so that I don't go over my fats, because that seems to be the thing that adds up the fastest. So I need to keep my meats lean, and then I'll add fats in with like, I go to Costco and get these avocado cups, and that is perfect for my fat intake during the day. Like I'll usually put that on my breakfast tacos in the morning because I do egg whites, and then I'll do the avocado mash, throw a little hot sauce on there, throw a little fat-free mozzarella cheese on there, and I'm like good to go. So like I just try to keep it super simple but not boring.
Yeah. So what would you say your top 3 lean meats are, or lean protein choices?
So I do a lot of like extra lean ground beef. I do extra lean turkey, and I'll do I was doing chicken breast, but it dries out for the meal prep. So I've switched to thighs, and even that's not too bad as far as the fat content. It still fits within my macros. So, and it keeps up a lot better when you're meal prepping, in my opinion.
So one of the things there, you're saying the extra lean. So are we talking 93.7 ground beef, 95.5?
Whatever I can find, really. I try to do the 96.4 if I can find it. But I'll do like I'll do the 90 if I have to, if they don't have the extra lean. But then I have found the 99.1 turkey, which that does dry out. So if I do that one, I'll usually do that with like a taco seasoning or something. So it marinates the meat and it keeps it more tender. So.
Yeah. So I've found with that as well. One of the things that I do for chicken breast is, because there's 2 people eating in my household for most of our meals, I put, we usually go shopping on a Saturday morning. She'll run out and grab everything. So we do the family pack of chicken. We make sure all the little pieces are cut off. We throw it in the crock pot and we leave it for the day. That's it.
Yeah.
But what we do is it cooks in its own juice. We don't put any seasoning in there, nothing. I put it on high for the first hour, and then I put it on medium for the rest of the day. And you can kind of smell when it's done.
Okay.
It should pull apart by just grabbing it with tongs. Everything falls apart. What we do though, is we take at the very end, we take, I think it's a 1/4 cup scooper, and we get some of the juice and we pour the juice over the big container. We don't portion it out. Just because both of us season things completely different, and I like sauces, we just put that in a big Tupperware container. So, excuse me, we have found that without the little sprinkle of the juice at the end, it can dry out by Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
The juice, we just make sure we're mixing it up as we take it out of the big container. For cost purposes, if you have access to a Costco, Sam's Club, any of those, or even Walmart and sometimes Kroger's, you can find chicken breast still 209 a pound or less.
Mhm.
We have found it recently at Sam's Club for $1.90, which is the huge family pack. And
Yeah.
then because we have a vacuum sealer, if you buy a case of those, they will take 20% off the case, which makes it about $1.60 something a pound. So
Oh,
you
that's
can
awesome.
save money if you have room. Obviously, a lot of people don't have deep freezers. I have one right over here. So
I need one.
yes. So that being said, you stick to the kind of like minute rice. That's what I use.
Yeah.
So it's literally, you put it on the pot, I think it's matching rice to water ratio. So it's 2 cups of water, 2 cups of dry rice makes 8 servings. So 8
Yep.
cups of rice. And that takes 8 to 10 minutes on the stove. So I do that. I put that on the back burner. So very similar
Okay.
to you. You're doing it in the microwave. I put it on the back burner. And then my big thing of meat, if it's a stir fry or I chopped up some lean ground beef, I've been using Bottom Round, which is the
Oh,
only lean one that I can find. It's 25 grams of protein for 4 ounces and 3 to 4 grams of fat. But
okay.
the issue with most people that I've referred it to is I cut it up in really small pieces and cook it on high heat.
Okay.
It does not get tough.
Okay.
But after 4 days, which mine don't last 4 days because the containers are small, but after 4 days, it will be dry.
Yeah.
So I actually recommend when you cook it, if you like a little bit of Asian flavor, I use Bragg's liquid aminos
Oh, yeah.
after I've cooked it. So once it's cooked, I put it on low simmer and I do like 3 or 4 splashes, and then it kind of just soaks it up and it makes it super juicy. So then when you put it over rice or veggies, when you're cutting up the meat, there's actually juice from the meat left in there. So that is a key, super simple: salt, pepper, garlic powder. That's it. Cook it on high heat. When you cook it on high heat, the juice from it comes up and just evaporates. And then right when it's almost done, you toss the Brags. Super easy. That can make 6 to 8 meals right there with the rice and then a bag of steamed veggies. Or for me, I just do green beans. So I boil those on the left side as well. That could be 6 meals.
Oh, yeah.
Eggs, because it's on high heat. It's definitely less than 10 minutes from start to finish, all 3 things. Then it's portioning it out. Maybe another 10 minutes of portioning out in the containers, because I do portion mine for that because I want those meals at lunch to just throw in the microwave and go.
Yeah.
So what are some things you go for breakfast? Because a lot of people have issues with breakfast items. What are your go-tos?
So I love breakfast tacos. Like I have that basically like every morning. I do, it's because I've been carb cycling, like calorie cycling. On my lower carb days, I'll do the like carb counter flour tortillas. I'll do 4 of those because they're like, I think like 10 or 12 calories a piece or something, and like 0 net carbs. I don't remember. I have to look at the package.
They're very similar to these.
Yep.
So
I'll do 4 of those.
Just so people see, it is 70 calories per, and these are flour tortillas. They have some that are a little lower calorie that are a little smaller. Those are the ones she's talking about.
I have the little ones. They're the street taco ones. So I'll do that with the equivalent to 4 eggs, like egg whites would be. Because I don't eat egg whites because I'm afraid of the fat content. I eat egg whites because I don't like yolk at all.
There you go.
And then, so since I do the egg whites, I'll put the avocado mash on there. So I use 1 cup and I portion it out so it fits on all 4 tacos equally, spread it out, put a little hot sauce on there, throw my eggs on top, and then I'll throw a little bit of fat-free mozzarella cheese on the top just to give it a little extra flavor. And I eat those every morning. I absolutely love it. And I don't get sick of it. It's fast and like simple.
So one of the things she hit on there is the cheeses. So the mozzarella cheese, and there's also a cheddar here. I choose to use the fat-free because a lot of people are having trouble hitting their protein numbers. So one of the nice things about this is it is 45 calories. It is 0 grams of fat. And that's usually where a lot of the calories come from on the cheese. But we're looking at this protein number right here. We have 9 grams of protein per serving. Serving size is actually pretty decent. It's about a handful of cheese. It's 28 grams. There's also a cheddar version. So if you are someone that likes omelets in the morning, egg whites, regular eggs, whatever you prefer, this added in there bumps up the protein. When I was cutting for my meat, I used 2 servings of this with 4 servings of egg whites and 1 whole egg. And I would either scramble it or make a big omelet and put a barbecue seasoning in the inside of it. So that made it kind of like a Southwest. I was trying to have easy digestible proteins because I was trying to cut weight the last 2 weeks before a meet. So when you're doing that, you want your digestive system working super easy. You don't want to add more stress because your stressors are already coming from your body being depleted from training. So with these, what is another snack that I've kind of thrown your way that you have tried with your son? And I think you've made them a couple times, and a lot of people.
Pizzas.
Yes. So with
So
those,
good.
you can have any toppings you want. One of the hacks here is we have turkey pepperonis. Now, I will tell you, I always am going to prefer regular pepperonis and was scared to try these about 2 years ago. I thought there's no way these are going to taste like crap, like turkey bacon. I don't like turkey bacon at all. Bacon is supposed to be bacon. I bought a pack of these because it is only 4 grams of fat for 15 to 16 slices, 1 carb, and then 9 grams of protein. So with these, you add one of these fiber wraps, you add a serving of cheese, and you add a serving of pepperonis. And you are at, because there's 5 grams of protein per wrap on the Carb Balance Mission ones. You are almost at 25 grams of protein for 1 quesadilla. 1. So if you eat 2 of those, that's 50 grams of protein. That's a lot more enjoyable than 8 to 10 ounces of chicken any day of the week. So with that being said, you can use what's called Joseph's flatbreads. Those are flat and big, so they make more of a thin, crispy flatbread pizza. I also recommend Joseph's pitas. Now, those are the good ones because they're a little thicker. And what I like to do is use, I can't believe it's not butter spray, or if I just have the regular butter, margarine stuff, I just rub, excuse me, a little bit on the bottom, and I stick it in the oven on a pan with tin foil. So it gets crispy. You can also use pizza sauce, just find a lower calorie pizza sauce to go on there. What these reminded me of was actually a healthier version of a Lunchable.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I remember like going to school and my parents never bought me Lunchables, but my friends always had Lunchables and I would trade food with them. So I would always give them like my peanut butter and syrup and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, or like my dad always bought Little Debbie cakes. I got sick of those things and I wanted Lunchables, so I traded at school. But it made sense when I found these pitas. I started making fish tacos with them. That was the whole reason I bought them. You can put any fish in there, use a little bit of that cheese, then you can use what she said, the was it the avocado mash?
Yep.
Okay. Like I'm not an avocado person, but Liz is. That mixture, like you can spice it up however you want. You can use different lettuces. And all of this stuff also can go onto a salad. That's what people don't understand. And it's a big misconception. They think salad and they think boring, lots of green stuff. That's fine. Throw lettuce in there, throw spinach, whatever peppers you like. Pretty much none of them have more than 50 calories per cup.
Yeah.
So you could have a huge plate or a huge bowl full of good nutrients. And those are the micronutrients. And then throw stuff on top that is all protein based. And then you have a healthy, balanced dinner, lunch, snack, whatever. So those are some of the things we've gone over. What are some of the dinners that you do?
So I have like two that are kind of my staple. Like I always have at least one of them in the fridge at all times. Because like this isn't a diet to me, like this is a lifestyle, and like I don't want to feel like I'm dieting. So I always make sure that I have something that doesn't remind me of a diet. So kind of my staples, one is I do this Korean ground beef with jasmine rice and sugar snap peas. I get the Korean barbecue sauce from Kroger, and I brown the meat, drain the fat, and then I put the sauce in. One jar of the sauce that I get will cover 4 pounds of ground beef. So, and it's low calorie, low sugar, everything. So I simmer that, let it soak into the meat. And then I do my 3-minute jasmine rice in the microwave, and then my sugar snap peas. And then I just portion it out. And I still eat meal prep for dinner because I'm usually coaching or running around. And unfortunately, we don't always have time to sit down as a family and have a traditional dinner. So I do that. And then my other favorite go-to is I do these Southwest chicken bowls. So you can use chicken breast or chicken thigh, depending on how long it's going to be in the fridge. I do a chicken taco seasoning with the chicken, cook that up, and then I'll do the jasmine rice again, black beans, the low sodium black beans, and then I top it with the Mexican shredded cheese and diced jalapenos, and it's awesome. So you get a little kick, and it feels like Taco Tuesday every time. Like,
Tacos are definitely one of my favorites. I think she gets sick of them. I don't. I could probably eat tacos every single day.
same.
I've been on this week specifically, and I think if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen it. I've been on a taco salad kick this week. I literally just cut up an entire head of romaine lettuce. Eat that. I put 6 ounces of ground lean beef on there. So I'm doing 90-10 because that's what our store had, and taco seasoning, which 4 servings over 3 to 4 pounds of beef. So it's really only adding 12 carbs. So I don't really tell people, like, don't go into the science and like have to track those 12 carbs. It's not that big of a deal for the seasoning to have to like track that, because you don't know how much. You don't track that. People have misconceptions of that. Then with that, 2 servings of cheese on top. And then I like to do, because I'm a traditional, grew up in the South, I went to Taco Bell a lot growing up because it was right next to the gymnastics center. So I buy the mild sauce. The reason why, it's 0 calories and only 25 milligrams of sodium. Almost every other taco sauce that I have seen on the shelves, 60 to 200 milligrams of sodium. This is also for 1 tablespoon. Most of those are half a tablespoon per serving. So if you do have sodium issues, then you should definitely be looking at the labels that you're using. I'm sure the stir fry sauce you use probably has a little bit more sodium, just because most Asian based or sauces have a lot of sodium for the flavor. So another few options that I use that Landry has hit on, she uses sauces in her cooking. You can use these sauces for your cooking or on top of things. So we're gonna start with wing sauces, which actually I don't use as a wing sauce. I do love wings, but these are what I use on just regular chicken, wraps, anything. G. Hughes makes a lot of sugar-free options. Does not mean it's calorie-free. So you do need to track these, but 10 calories for 1 tablespoon. And I will tell you, Caribbean Jerk, it says the hot meter's on low and mild. It's a lie. It is definitely medium to like hot for me. So that's one of my go-tos. I buy these off Amazon sometimes. They are more expensive. If you have a Walmart next to you, G. Hughes, almost every flavor is in Walmart, and they also have salad dressings. We don't have a Walmart next to us. It's like on the other side of Atlanta. So I buy these online and I pay like $3 more a bottle sometimes, but I don't pour a ton of this stuff on there. You don't need a lot. The one that I have not opened that I bought for her is Thai chili. Now, she will use this on shrimp. She will use this on chicken. She also makes a lot of curries. So that's something she would use. The one that I go through the most and I just got for Christmas is sweet honey barbecue. And this goes good on anything, turkey, beef, chicken, everything. So those are my go-to for sauces. I have cooked with these. Everyone's been raving for years about the G. Hughes barbecue sauce. I actually don't like any of the barbecue sauces that much. And I love barbecue sauce growing up in the South. So I grew up on like maple syrup and vinegar based barbecue sauces and homemade barbecue sauces from all the local places. So I've tried all of them. She likes them. A lot of my other clients do. So definitely the barbecue sauces you can find at Kroger's, Publix, Whole Foods, I think has them now. Amazon, they're more reasonable because you don't have to buy a 3 or a 6 pack of them. But one thing that's a hidden gem, in my opinion, is the steak sauce, which I've never put on a steak because my steaks are always seasoned to how I would enjoy them. But the steak sauce is only 5 calories per tablespoon. And the tablespoon is actually 15 grams, whereas most of the other sauces I just showed you are 10 grams. So it's actually a little more than a tablespoon. I don't really measure this. It's only 1 carb. So I just kind of sprinkle it on. It's also really good I water it down a little bit. I'll put a little bit, maybe a half a tablespoon in a little cup. And I put a little bit of water. And I mix that up, and I actually use this as a salad dressing with a bunch of different greens and veggies. I'll throw green beans in there that are cold from the fridge and just have a big veggie plate in addition to if I'm cooking a steak. So that's another great option. So we hit on meal prep stuff. What are some snacks on the go? I know you judge. You sometimes have to travel to and from a gym to coach at. So what are some snacks you have on hand?
So I always have I think it's the Street Taco Quest protein chips. I do from Costco, I do the acai fruit bowls. And then I'll do like the Quest, like double chocolate chip cookies. Anything that I'm making sure that I'm getting protein out of my snack for the most part. The fruit, so those acai bowls come with like granola and all this crap. I don't eat that because it's a bunch of sugar and stuff that I don't need. So I just honestly, like, it's like a 6-pack, I think. I literally open the box, I throw away the granola so I'm not tempted, and then I just eat the fruit. But those are like absolute have to have all the time.
Good. So those are all great options. And what I tell a lot of people is always make sure if you have, depending on your schedule, I like midday. Fruits are a great option. If you are a snacker, I always tell people to have like some of the colder veggies that you can make like with a dipping sauce and stuff. And there's so many dipping sauces you can actually use. Like I think she uses the non-fat Greek yogurt and she mixes a ranch seasoning in with it and makes a ranch dip for her veggies when she's snacking between meetings. She hit on a few of the things that I have here. So I'm a big fan, especially with taco salads, and I think these are the same, the loaded taco flavor. So these, one of the benefits is it's low fat and low carb. And so it's 5 grams fat, 5 carbs, but it's 19 grams of protein. Now I do work with Quest on a few different projects as a Quest Squad member. I'm not a huge fan of their regular chips. They are improved from what they used to be, but they still have an aftertaste. If I have to, the barbecue and the sour cream and onion are decent. The tortilla chips are so much better. All 4 flavors. They have 2 flavors that taste like Doritos. So they have Cool Ranch and they have Nacho. And then they have a sweet chili lime, which has a kick to it.
Yep.
I'm not a big jalapeno type person like Landry. That's not for me. But then they also have a green one, and it's Thai something.
Oh
It's
yeah.
more of a kick, and that's her favorite up there. So another thing, I do like the Quest bars, Quest cookies from time to time. But my go-to, the Quest Hero bars for flavor. This is the closest thing you're going to get to a protein Oreo.
Oh,
It is more like a chocolate Rice Krispie with white chocolate on the outside.
yum.
It does have a little bit more carbs than the normal Quest bars. Quest bars typically have like mostly 4 to maybe 6 net carbs. These have a little bit more. But it's because they do use artificial sweetener. There's 11 grams of allulose and 3 grams of erythritol, 6 grams of fats, 17 grams of protein. So when I'm having a sweet tooth and I need protein, this is my go-to. Now, if I'm on a higher fat, and that's where I'm at right now on off-season protocol, I enjoy peanut butter. I grew up eating peanut butter and syrup and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So for me, another option is the authentic bars from Jack Factory. I like these a lot more than everyone goes to the MTS bars. I cannot think of
Bars, yeah.
Yes, the outright bars. Every outright bar I've had has a stale aftertaste. Every single one. I have actually returned them to stores. I bought some of these at a gas station before I started like randomly working with Jack Factory in December because I made a post and they reached out to me. So, coolest part, 15 to 20 grams of protein per bar, depending on the flavor. This is on the lower side of protein. All of them are about 250 to 290 calories. This one's 280. It's peanut butter based, so you are going to have fats, 14 grams of fats. There are sugars in these. So like I said, if you're on a higher calorie, you're trying to put on muscle, or you want to have something around the house in case you want a sweet and it can fit, this is a good match with 15 grams protein, but it does have 17 grams of sugar. So if you're trying to eliminate sugar, because that is something that's a trigger for you, not a good choice. This would be a better choice. But both of these are in every one of my clients. They have the option to do this if it fits into their macros. I'm a big breakfast person. So one of the things I want to go over here is how to make super easy, super high protein pancakes and waffles without having to like become a mad scientist. That's the issue. Most people come up with all these crazy recipes that I see on the internet and they're not very good. So the main thing I do, it doesn't matter what brand you like for pancakes. It could be Bisquick, whatever. This was on clearance, which is why I buy this. This is Funfetti Oreo pancakes. All I do is I put a scoop of Quest baking powder with it. And guess what? We have 0 carbs, half a gram of fat, and 24 grams of protein. Now you have protein pancakes without buying Kodiak cakes.
Yeah.
And it tastes like Oreos. That's the best part. The problem is so many people think this is all garbage. Well, considering it only has, with whole Oreos in here, 8 grams of sugar, but makes 8 pancakes per serving. So if you can handle the carbs, 33 grams of carbs here, only 4 grams of protein, so not a great choice for protein. But if you add this to it, now you're at almost 30 grams of protein right there. Easily, this is a good replacement for any type of baking mix. So if you're trying to switch out flour in general, you can use the all-purpose baking mix, and it's less than 1 carb and half a gram of fat. So it's really, really a great option. So super simple. To add more protein to it, if you want, some people, I'm not a big fan of this, but some of my clients do this. They use powdered peanut butter. They make a spread. Now, what they do is instead of adding a bunch of water to it to make the powdered peanut butter, they add no sugar syrup. So when you add these two together, it actually makes a sweet taste. So this is cookie dough flavor. I also have a birthday cake flavor right here.
I
So
love birthday cakes.
both of these are 4 grams of protein, 6 carbs, and 2 tablespoons of powder makes roughly 4 to 6 tablespoons of peanut butter, depending on how much water you add to it. So with the syrup, it's going to make it a little thicker and sweeter. So we went over a lot today. The only thing I had left was one of my clients requested how to make for her kids protein mac and cheese without buying, I think it's called Muscle Mac, and it comes in little cups, and it's kind of nasty tasting to me.
That doesn't sound.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan, excuse me, of Barilla pasta. They make a protein plus. I don't really buy this for the protein. I buy this because it has a good amount of fiber. It has insoluble and soluble fiber and dietary fiber as well. The other thing is the limited ingredients. It has wheat, durum wheat, lentil flour, pea protein, and chickpea protein. So 2 ounces of this raw makes 4 to 5 ounces cooked and is 10 grams of protein alone with this. Now, what I've done in the past to make this into a protein packed meal is I will make 2 servings of this. Now, the downside is you are pretty high in it's mac and cheese. So you're going to be high in the carbs. But if this is a high carb meal and you have a hard workout the next day, it's a great option. It'll put you about 70 grams of carbs for 2 servings of this. But I put 5 servings of cheese in there, which is 45 grams protein. With that, a little bit of almond milk to kind of make it kind of rich.
Mm-hmm.
But the key there, and I don't have any right now, you can get the 2% or low fat Kraft single. The single that you make grilled cheeses with and for hamburgers. Pull that apart into pieces and mix that up with this. It makes it super creamy. And you're looking at a 50 to 60 grams of protein for the whole package. Not bad. You can split that up in a family and each person's getting about 20 to 15 grams protein. So it's a great side item to have in addition to a lean protein choice. So we went over a lot today. I have to thank Landry for coming on here, telling us a little bit about her experience and then how she does her meal prep. And then any other tips, tricks you want to leave people with today?
I mean, my biggest tip or advice would just be keep it simple. I mean, I have personal clients that are constantly stressing out about what they're eating and all this. Just don't overcomplicate it. You know, MyFitnessPal is a really awesome tool to track your food. That's what I use, and it keeps the stress out of it. So the less stress you can have over what you're eating, the more enjoyable this whole process will be.
Yes. Well, thank you again for coming on today, everyone. This was just a few different ideas and how to do simple meal prep. And so I'll be doing a few more videos on this topic and then actually getting some more recipes. So when I post this in our group, you will see the video in the main caption. And on top of that, in the comments, we will be posting a few of the recipes we talked on here. Landry has a few of them that she's already made. We posted those up in there, and then I'll be posting a few that I went over in here. Thank you again, and I hope you have a great day. And for everyone else in the Superhero Academy, keep training hard and eat healthy when you want to, but also enjoy life. So we will see you on the next time.
See you.